Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. We're out here in the yard. It is a beautiful day, March 28th here in Oldham County, Kentucky. The weather is about 78 degrees out here right now, so a little bit unseasonably warm, but we're going to take every advantage that we can. So what are we going to do today? We are going to do some inspections, see how the colonies are doing. I think a lot of these colonies, well, not a lot, but some of them are small. Some of them, I would say, are medium in size. I did some equalizing not too long ago, so hopefully giving those smaller colonies a little bit of a boost and stealing a little bit of resources, or at least cap brood from the colonies that are doing a little bit better, the ones that are over here. So I really want these colonies to build up quickly, so I am going to provide them with some one-to-one syrup, actually a little bit thinner than one-to-one syrup. And I've got Hive Alive in there. I just prepared a batch, and so I've got these brand new frame feeders, which I've never used before. I know a lot of guys that swear by them, Jacob Osborne, some others. Takes up about 2 frames worth of space. I'm not going to leave them in there that long. I don't think we're flowing here in Kentucky yet, but we're probably 2 or 3 weeks away, I would say. I'm going to get into these colonies to see if there's any fresh nectar coming in. You can see I've got swarm traps hung as well. But I'm going to get in these colonies. If I see nectar coming in, I'll probably make a game time decision and not put syrup in, because they'll completely ignore it, to be honest with you. If there is natural nectar out there, they will not take the sugar syrup, so you're really just wasting your money, quite frankly. So we'll take a look at these 4 colonies, the 2 behind me, and we'll see how they're doing and assess whether to feed them or not. But I'm pretty sure we're going to need to, because I want them to grow, build new fresh wax as quickly as possible. But very important, if you decide to start feeding colonies right before the flow, you cannot stop, because you can drastically set them back. So it's very important, if you make the decision to go ahead and feed your colonies syrup, one-to-one or a little bit thinner, to promote brood rearing, don't stop until that flow starts and they have the natural food sources out there available to them, or you can really set your colonies back. So let's go ahead and get in these colonies and see what we're looking at. And yeah, let's see what we're looking at. All right, let's go ahead and take a look in this first colony here. See what we're working with. I don't even remember what the vertical brick means at this point, and that's the problem with this system, is you can't remember. Now, as you can tell, I still have the Vivaldi boards on, quilt boxes. Not quite ready to pull those off yet, although we're close. Let's see how the food stores are looking. Reflectix. So this colony still has a little bit of patty left here. Certainly in no danger of starving. Got a few ants in there. But yeah, let's go ahead and do a quick inspection here. See how we're doing. And I'm probably, if they're not very big, I'm going to remove a couple frames, and I'll put one of these feeders that I have back here in the colony. Yeah. They're not very big. I'd say, let me see if I see the queen on here. Just want to make sure. She should be marked. I've got 8 green dot queens and 1 red dot. So this queen, I know, is marked green, and I don't see her. So we should be okay to go ahead and shake these bees back in. They're not going to be very happy with me. I know. So looking here, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 seams of bees, I'd say. Let's get this burr comb off here. All right, let's go ahead and do a quick inspection here. See what kind of brood we got going on. See how quickly she's ramping up. Set that one aside. I may pull 2 frames out here because again, if I'm gonna put a feeder in here, a little bit of honey right here coming in. I shouldn't say coming in, probably leftover, right? Because what we're looking for right now is signs of nectar. Some good pollen right there. Lots of pollen right here in this frame. A little bit of honey left over on the backside. Looks good. My guinea is so loud. All right, more pollen here. See a bee right there with pollen baskets. Another bee right there, pollen coming in. That tells you right there that they're raising brood. Oh, there's our queen right there on this. Look, she's right there on this frame. Probably trying to find a place to lay. She going to the other side here? I'll go ahead and bring her on camera here so you can see her, but she's got this beautiful frame right here to start laying on. Yeah, she's working her way there on the edge of the frame. I don't know if she's going to try to get to the other side. Queens hate light. They want to be in the dark. But you can she's a pretty good looking queen here. But she's got this entire frame open to start laying in. So that's probably why she's on here. But you can see her right there in the corner. So let's go ahead and get her back in the colony. Just be careful. Put her back in there. All right. Oops. Okay, so we got some good brood going on here. It's not a great pattern, to be honest with you, but this could be some, I'm looking to see if it's emerging brood. No, I mean, there's some young larvae here. But you do see this kind of pattern right here with food on the outside. I'm going to shake this to see if it's fresh nectar. No, I'd say no. And if you look here on this side, you can see this brood pattern right here. Looks like there's some nectar right here, but I'm not seeing a ton. And I'm not seeing any drones yet. I know I have some friends that have said their colonies are producing and rearing drones. I've not seen that yet. So here we go again. Brood pattern here. I see open brood on the inside right here. Capped brood here. So this is emerging brood. To me, it looks like they're backfilling it with nectar. Some nectar here. Let me bring this up to the camera right here. I think that's nectar on the far right. I'm going to shake it to see if it comes out. I want you to see what I'm looking at here. So see that right there? I believe that's nectar coming in. So you can see this brood right here that's emerging. She's backfilling it with larvae, eggs, larvae. Got the capped brood here. Again, this is not a ideal or pretty, what I would say, brood pattern, but still, you've got larvae in the cells there. She's not terrible. She's not terrible. Plenty of space, though. Look, she's still got plenty of room to lay here. So I would say they don't have a ton of food in this colony, though, at least from what I'm seeing so far. So ideal candidate to give them some sugar syrup, right? Let's take a look at these next 2 frames, see what we're looking at here. Oh, now this is a good brood pattern right here. That's a good brood pattern. I'm seeing nectar out here on the edges. I'm not seeing any swarm cells or anything like that. Pollen. Good brood pattern. Oh, another good brood pattern right here. See that? Right there. Plenty of pollen right here. I feel like you guys may not be able to see that far away, so I want to bring this frame closer. So, good brood pattern. See that right there? I mean, yeah, there's a couple of open spots, but do you see the pollen on the outside of the brood frame there? And what I'm assuming is some nectar right there. And they're certainly gorging themselves on it because they think their house is on fire because I smoked them. So, but you see all the pollen right here? Larvae down there. They should be that pearly white looking color. Focus. Focus. There you go. Pollen baskets on the legs of some of these bees. All right. I think we'll look at maybe one or two more. This colony is, while it's not a monster or anything, I think it's in good shape. Okay, this, let's see. Usually this nectar, if it's fresh nectar, you can shake it out. Nothing shook out here, but you can see how much alleged nectar is in there, right? So I don't know. I mean, maybe we are starting to flow here. We're close. That's bee bread, pollen, nectar, capped honey. I don't know, guys. I mean, we may be on the very cusp of the flow here in Oldham County, Kentucky. So, some more capped honey, more nectar. Yeah, I mean, this colony's doing great. I'm still gonna give them a boost. I want some monster colonies like Mr. Dave Hansberry. So let's go ahead and put one of these new frame feeders in that I haven't used before, but hey, why not? So these are from Man Lake, plastic. I already put them together, but I'll go ahead and pull one apart for you here. They call it like, I'm going to say this wrong. I swear to God, it's like Chutes and Ladders, but isn't that a game from my childhood? I don't know, but I'm covered in propolis. And I dropped one of these little rubber band things. Okay. But they're made out of plastic. They make different sized ones. This one it holds 1.5 gallons, I believe. That's the Chutes and Ladders. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. Okay, whatever. Something ladder. I know there's ladder. I don't know. It's probably not Chutes, but as you can tell, the bees are able to get down in this hole and draw the sugar syrup without drowning, and that's the whole point of it. But you can see here, it's basically just plastic. This is ridged, so the bees can crawl against it if you don't want to use this, meaning you just fill this up with sugar syrup, put maybe some sticks in there, and the bees can climb up and down on the edges and hopefully not drown. I've heard that doesn't work great, but I've heard this works a little better. But you can see the bees will only be able to go down the middle here, draw that sugar syrup. And so that's what I'm going to try. Again, my very first time ever using these. So those of you that have more experience, let me know. I know some beekeepers that absolutely love this. I know some beekeepers that absolutely hate these. So I feel like that's most things with beekeeping. So allegedly, yep, it takes the room of 2 frames. So you can see now, I'm going to go ahead and push these frames tight together. I'm going to leave that feeder on the edge here. I know, you guys are mad. Hang on. All right, Dad, is it ready to go? Okay. I've got my less than 1-to-1 sugar syrup mix, probably like a 0.8 to 1, something like that. Pretty thin. It's got Hive Alive liquid in there, and I'm going to go ahead and fill this up. So, Dad, do you have to turn the key on for this to work or no? Okay, hang on. Yeah, of course, I've forgotten how to turn this on. All right, I'm going to have to pause the video because I've forgotten how to turn this thing on. All right, I have no clue, Dad. Is there a switch? I thought this was a push button on the end, but it's not. I think you have to turn your engine on. Yep, and then it started. Okay, yep, so there is no switch. So now we powered it. I'm going to fill this up. Is it plugged in? Yeah, it ain't. It's not doing anything. Push it, yeah, push it in, right? Oh my God, okay. That's going to be a bloopers reel. Yep, there we go. It helps when you actually turn it on. Oh my God, what an idiot. That should get some views. Oh, wow. What an idiot. Okay, well, we're going to fill this up. All right, kill it. Thank you. Oh my God, what a moron. Okay, well. Oh boy. All right, we learn. That's going to be extra sticky. Okay. But we got 2 extra frames here that I'm going to shake these bees off because we're not going to need these frames with that feeder in there. All right. Let's go ahead and put the Vivaldi board back on with the Hive Alive patty. Hopefully I'm not the only one that makes really stupid mistakes out there. Get this one sealed back up and we'll move on. All right. I literally have no idea what the up and down means. I probably said it on the last video, but I've slept since then, so you all can let me know what I said I was supposed to mean by that, but I think they're doing pretty good, so I'm going to lay them, whatever, vertical, which means I think it means they're doing good, so yeah, let's move on to the next one here. Let's reposition our camera. I've got a couple angry bees. All right. Bear with me here. All right. Oh, it's always something, isn't it? All right. I feel like that colony is going to do pretty good, though, once they start taking that syrup in. Fingers crossed. Jeez. This one, so you'll notice this one has a shim in it. So I had a major ant problem in this one. And because that was unpatrolled bee space, look, Look at all these ants in here. I don't know if you can tell. I hate ants. Look at this. See that? Ant problem. And it was 15 times worse than that. So we're going to fix these guys. Unbelievable. Look at that. Look how prolific these ants are. The bees, honestly, they know how to defend against them. The problem with this initially was this is unpatrolled bee space. So I shook all the ants out last time, and I put this shim in here so that the bees could patrol this space and eliminate the ants. So what you just saw there was the area where they could not patrol. But if you look right here, the bees are doing just fine with the ants. There's not a whole lot of bees. I'm sorry, there's not a whole lot of ants here because the bees are patrolling this space. We have a little bit of a pollen patty here that they haven't quite taken down yet. But let's go ahead and do an assessment here and see how these bees are doing. Take this shim out. Oh. So what I really need to do is come back here and dust diatomaceous earth around the bottom here, because diatomaceous earth is not a chemical insect killer. It's a physical kill, physical control. So the bees would have to actually physically walk through the diatomaceous earth for it to kill them, which is very rare. You know, you don't see a lot of bees crawling around the bottom of the hive, up the hive stand, etc., where the ants are. So what I do, you know, you don't want to spray any insecticides anywhere near your bees, obviously. I think that's pretty obvious. But you can dust diatomaceous earth, which is crushed up crustaceans, okay? And the way that it works, it's a physical kill. It actually cuts the exoskeleton of the insect, and they end up dying that way. And so, absolutely, if a bee walks through diatomaceous earth, it will die. But the chances of a bee walking through that is rare if you dust the very bottom of your hive stands here. But the chances of ants walking through that is very high. So I've had good success dusting the bottom areas with diatomaceous earth, and that takes care of a lot of the ant problems. Now, you say, Josh, have you applied diatomaceous earth around here? No, obviously. That's why I have ant problems right now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seams of bees. Let's just take a quick look here, see how they're doing, see if this queen is raising some good amount of brood. We've got capped honey right there. A little bit, not a ton. Let's check out this frame. Now, is that fresh nectar? I mean, I don't know, guys, honestly. I mean, usually fresh nectar, I mean, I see a lot there in the cells, but not being able to shake it out has me scratching my head. I don't know. So let's see what else we got here. I'm looking for a brood pattern. I see pollen, capped honey. Yep, there's our brood. I don't see our queen yet. Yep, there she is. These green dot queens are pretty easy to spot. That's the nice thing. There she is. See her? So let's take a look at this. It's not the greatest brood pattern, but again, don't look at this and think, oh my God, it's terrible brood pattern. This could be emerging brood. And so she's backfilling is what she's doing. So you look at this and you think, oh, it's a terrible brood pattern. Not necessarily. Take a look again. If you see eggs and larvae in there and stuff, I'm not concerned in the slightest. So let's look at some of these other frames. That'll give you a better indication. Yeah, see? Look at that brood pattern. So this brood right here is not emerging yet. It's a much better brood pattern. That one's not the greatest. So again, not a oh my God queen where you see like wall-to-wall coverage in the frame, but same here. pollen, capped honey, brood right there. But that doesn't mean, you know, she's failing or anything. It's a good brood pattern right here with some capped honey. Sometimes it takes time. Not every queen is just knocking it out of the park in March right out of the gate, right? This is a heavy frame. There's a lot of food here. Capped honey, pollen. If that's nectar coming in, nectar there. Sure looks like we're on the cusp of the honey flow here in Kentucky. So good looking colony. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, oh, that's a good honey frame. I'm going to leave that for another colony. I certainly don't want to discard that. Whereas this one, no, that's another good one. All right, let's see if we have a frame here on the end that's something that isn't doing much. Because I want to put another feeder inside this colony, but I don't want to replace the feeder with frames that are, yeah, that's a perfect frame to, doesn't have much going on in there, just drawn comb, which is good. Same with this one here, so perfect. Okay, we'll take those two out. We're going to put these two back in. Ouch. And grab one of those frame feeders and not be an idiot this time. And we're going to fill it up and hopefully give all these colonies a boost. All right. All right, Dad, you have it plugged in? Is it? All right. Actually, unplug it if you don't mind, because it squirts out like high pressure, whatever. And I'm going to go ahead and open it, and then I'm going to have you plug it in. All right, go ahead and plug it in. Oh, that worked so much better. All right. Live and learn. I will. I'll let you know. Thank you. All right, that's good. Oh, that worked great. Okay. Eventually we'll get it down to a system. So let's go ahead and get this Vivaldi back on. Look at those ants. God, I hate that. But I just need to get some diatomaceous earth out here. Because once the ants have detected sugar is in here, oh my gosh, it's an uphill battle. It's an absolute uphill battle. All over that. Yep, shake them off. Go ahead and put this back the right way. I'll go ahead and put, oops. Go ahead and put this. There's so many ants. Ugh. It's a quick way to kill them all. Smash them. All right. Let's put our pollen patty back on here. Put that back on. We're still supposed to get some temperatures here in Kentucky down in the 30s at night, so I'm just not quite ready to remove these quilt boxes yet, but we're very close. We're very, very, very close. Let's go ahead and put this one back up. All right. I was going to say, I swear I had a heavy brick somewhere. We're supposed to get some really bad storms this Sunday night here. So, whew, that's it. 2 colonies down. I got, 7 left of the 9. And we're going to be doing the very same thing. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. God bless you and your bees. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you guys on the next one.